Let's move on to this story now. Former executive manager in the Public Protector's Office, Lufuno Ndou, is back in the hot seat at the Committee for Section 194 inquiry. The testimony is largely centred around the Vrede Dairy Farm project, and the inquiry is looking into Public Protector's fitness to hold office. Yesterday, it was revealed that suspended Mkhwebane instilled a culture of mistrust in her office. That's according to a former COO in her office, Basani Baloy. eNCA's Ayesha Ismail is following the story and joins us now live for the very later. Ayesha, the Public Protector inquiry resumed today, as I've just mentioned in my intro, and it's in full swing. And who was in the hot seat today, and what did they have to say about the Public Protector's conduct before she was suspended, and working with her on projects around the Vrede Dairy Farm, for example? It appears we might have a little bit of an issue with Ayesha Ismail. Let's head into a short break. There we are.
About 12 witnesses so far, and these are all people who have come to the inquiry to talk about their experiences with the Public Protector. And at the end of this inquiry, it is the committee that will have to determine whether the Public Protector is indeed fit to hold office. So we heard today from a former executive manager in the Public Protector's office, and that was Vrede Dairy, and he was talking about his experiences while working with the Public Protector. He was also quizzed extensively about communication that he had with and from the Public Protector about not implicating certain people in the Vrede report, the Vrede Dairy Farm report, and this is what he had to say about that.
Communication to me was expressed in the sense that she would be happy if there are no adverse findings. And I indicated in the morning, Chairperson, that for me, that would include politicians. Perhaps the other witnesses are specifically speaking to incidents that they might have witnessed. I indicated that for me, to restrict it to politicians is actually a restrictive interpretation of what she said to me, because she said adverse findings, and that would include politicians, obviously, but there was no specific mention of politicians. It was very wide.
Obviously, some very interesting details that have come out, Ayesha Ismail, on the conduct of the Public Protector since before she was suspended, rather. How long do we expect the cross-examination to continue, and really what we are going to be hearing from the legal team that represents the Public Protector? Obviously, they're going to work to refute most of the claims that have been made by those who have taken the stand in the last few days.
Well, Vrede Ndou completed his cross-examination today. You will recall that he was on the stand last week, but due to bad weather, he was thrown off the virtual platform, and he returned today for Advocate Dali Mpofu, representing the Public Protector, to complete that cross-examination. And during that cross-examination, Dali Mpofu was also asked him about these allegations about the Public Protector shielding certain politicians, and because this has come up over and over again, particularly with regards to the Vrede Dairy Farm report. But this is what Dali Mpofu had to say about those allegations.
I want us to just come back to this issue of the politicians. It is indeed, you would agree that the Public Protector was quite concerned that firstly, that the information, the outstanding information, which the Premier in particular had not supplied, should be obtained.
Correct.
And she went to the extent of asking you to basically write a follow-up letter to the Premier to say, where's the outstanding material and so on. Remember that?
Yes, I agree.
Yes. And in so doing, she did not prescribe to you. She simply said, please do the follow-up letter, read the, obviously you first had to read the response from the Premier of the Section 79 notice, and then request those documents which were outstanding, correct?
Correct.
And she didn't say to you, no, don't ask for this or ask for that. She simply said, draft a letter for me, and your evidence was that she indeed signed the letter once you had finished it, correct?
Correct.
Right. The report itself at that stage had been handled by the province, correct?
Correct.
And the lead investigator was Mrs. Celia, or
Yes.
Advocate Celia.
Advocate Celia, yes,
Okay.
correct.
Right. Okay, no, that's fine. And then, insofar as the remedial action was concerned, the main persons that it was directed to were the Premier, along the lines that you and I had discussed, as well as the HOD, correct?
Correct.
Yes. And the MEC, of course.
Correct.